few years ago, I was traveling to Ghana, and while there, I noticed there was a lady who was in great distress. She had tendered her passport and items to the attendant so that she could get on a flight to Ghana, but she was told, "Ma'am, I'm so sorry, you can't fly because you do not have a visa." The truth is, there are many countries that we could travel to from the US without a visa, but unfortunately, at the moment, Ghana is not one. So the lady had to leave. The driver in Florida also told me of the many occasions where he took people to the airport, and when they were close to the airport, they suddenly remembered they left their passport at home. We're going to talk about the main essentials that you'll need if you're traveling to the continent of Africa, and I'm going to refer specifically to Ghana. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Angie Marie, and this is my YouTube channel, The Simple Secrets of a Happy Life. And who does not want to have a happy life? Who wants to not be prepared when you're taking such a long flight across oceans, across continents? So today we're going to talk about the three main categories of items that you need when you're flying to Ghana. Now, I've put them in three categories, but you're going to see that in terms of items, it's quite a bit of actual items. I am assuming that you as a listener, you're probably not Ghanaian because you would know all of this. But if you are Ghanaian, then you could correct me in the comments or add other things that I may have left out. I have no problem with that. So the first category fall in items for access. In other words, you will not be allowed in the country or perhaps to even leave your airport of origin without these. And the first most important one is your passport. Proof of COVID-19 vaccination. And we all know what COVID-19 did to the entire world. So I don't blame Ghana for that. Your yellow fever immunization card, your visa or residency stamped in here. That there are some countries, thank heavens, such as my country, Jamaica, where you do not need a visa to go to Ghana. And there are many other countries in the Caribbean, for instance, Barbados, Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Before you fly, just make sure you check to ensure that you do not need a visa. The issue, though, with that is that most of the flights have to go through either North America or the UK. So even though you do not need a visa from these countries to go, you may have an issue with the visa requirements for, say, the United States or the United Kingdom. Of course, you'll need a ticket. And you could choose between a lot of airlines. It all depends on your budget and what you really want, what you can handle. The second group of items you'll need is what I'm going to call those items for your own peace, your health, and comfort. Of course, you need your money. Bring your cards, for instance, your debit cards. I have a habit or a practice where at the airport, when I'm traveling internationally, when I get to the airport, I use the ATM and take out sufficient cash that I think I'll need for the start so that I don't have to be running to the bank or to the foreign exchange bureaus, at least within the first few days. So I think that works for me. Many of these ATM machines have the kinds of logos that will allow for access to your account in the US or other countries, international logos such as Visa, MasterCard, Ross, and others. Your medications, and you definitely need your malaria tablets. Speak to your medical professional to see which tablet you should have because malaria is a thing, unfortunately, in Africa. And the mosquitoes, as far as I'm concerned, they're very determined. They don't play. They love blood. They're looking for food. You know, probably allergy medicines, your vitamins. And if you take medication for any particular issue, you should remember to pack that. Comfort. I like to carry my fanny pack or waist bag for ease of access, ease of comfort. I just tie this around my waist, and in here, there's a lot of things we could carry as well, or phones or cards or little cash, any important things that we need. Backpack. I carry this sometimes too. Always take a rag because it does get hot. I've not seen a lot of rain in Ghana. This can fit in my little backpack here. I like this small umbrella because I can just take it around easily. And if you're gonna be taking videos and sharing it like I do, something like this, or of course, well, I have my cordless mic. You may want that. I got this on Amazon. Then they have the ones for the Android as well as the iPhone. Make sure you have, well, for me, because I like to bring a lot of stuff and to give away to people, but there are weight restrictions. So this is a luggage scale. I find that very useful for travel. So you may want to get one of those as well. Remember to pack your cosmetics. Well, I don't think I have to remind the women. You women will always remember that. For the men, I guess your aftershave and your cologne, or you want to look, smell, feel good, take those. With COVID, we've been moving around with our sanitizers. This fits in my bag as well. My repellent, Lysol, sometimes we need that. This is a travel one. And sunscreen for those who need that. The repellent, do need bug sprays. What I've been told by the locals here in Ghana is whenever you're leaving the apartment or leaving where you stay, you just spray the place, and when you come back, it should have taken care of the mosquitoes. I'm going to put electrical for your comfort. So in Ghana, we need the adapters that will fit into the kind of outlets that are in Ghana. It's different from what's in the US. So these, we always need to get some of these. Also normally take an extension because I have more than one stuff that I may want to plug in. And I use the one with surge protector. I've learned about step up, step down transformers or voltage converters. Very important when you have equipment that you don't want to get damaged because of the difference in voltage between the countries. A power bank is good to have, especially if you're going to be out, probably going to, traveling a few hours and your cell phone may die. So it's good to have your portable charger. If you have like a desktop, or if you're going to be spending more than just a few days in Ghana and you're going to be working from your computer, you may need a UPS, especially if where you're staying does not have an electric generator. I found that helps me, because sometimes I'm working on my computer and boom, the light goes out. And what the UPS does is that it allows you a little time to save and shut down your computer properly. So I find that very useful. Yes, these things for your peace and comfort. Your flashlight is the lamp. I took this with me. Sometimes you walk out and you're coming back at night, and I really don't want to step anywhere and trip and hurt myself. So I need the light because all areas are not very well lit all the time. And sometimes there are cracks in the road, so you have to be extra careful. I would not want to hurt myself anywhere, but even so when I've traveled, and a little flashlight that can fit in your bag, I find that very useful. Now, the third category of items, I'd say, well, I do that as a habit, and you take those with you because you are awesome and because you're going to be meeting people who are awesome. A principle I had from a youth, I started traveling in my teen years, and a principle I've had is bring something, because you're going to meet people who have been very good to you and you'd want to give them something. Listen, I'm so grateful for your help. So we bring things for maybe a host that was very good to us. I find that simple things. Ghanaians love soaps. I don't know why, but they love Irish Spring from my experience, or Dove or Caress or whatever brand. You just pick up a few to give away. Cookies, mixed nuts. I personally don't have allergy, but I find that a lot of people appreciate a can of mixed nuts. Whole nuts. If it's dairy milk, I won't eat it. It has to have whole nut. But here's a smaller of the same thing. Tops with the USA logo. I'd love to be associated with America. So if you bring them a nice, white t-shirt or in other colors, something that's not very heavy to fit in your bag, or a key ring that has Georgia or Florida or USA, something on that to show that you appreciate them. In essentials, they're items for access that you need them if you're going to leave the country. Those that you need for your peace, health, or your comfort. Thing we have in the US, we also have here in Ghana. But I'll say to you that you may find them at a much higher price after you do the conversion. At the moment, it's more than 9-to-1 for the CDs versus US dollars. And in addition to doing the conversion, you may find when you get to the store or wherever you're shopping that apart from the multiplying with the conversion rate, you also multiply by 2, 3, or 4, or even more in terms of the cost. So it might be useful for you to bring some of these or all of these items with you, and you pack light, but the important things, you don't need to be bringing a heavy UPS that you could get here if you're going to be here for long. Everything's here, as well as it may take you long distances to find them, because you don't find a lot of shops, convenience stores that have pretty much everything that you need. So think about that. And the third final thing that you'll need, as I said, is a gift for your host or for people who have been really kind to you. That's my heart. That's what I do. But hey, we're not all the same, but I just think it's a great idea. Okay, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. This is Angie Marie, your Transitions GPS, and I'll see you soon.